Canada's Conflict of Interest and Ethics Commissioner has issued a formal report really cementing what most Canadians concluded months ago about Justin Trudeau, that he erred and violated federal law when he tried to force and coerce through himself and his office Jody Wilson-Raybould, at the time Canada's Attorney General, to interfere in the prosecution of SNC-Lavalin, to try to give the company a sweetheart deal rather than holding it accountable on the allegations of bribery for which the prosecution is still ongoing. Now, this report, however, does cast new light on the story. It's not just about this misunderstanding that Justin Trudeau was claiming before. And remember, when that initial Globe and Mail report came out, he said that the allegations were false. He categorically denied them.
I and my staff always acted appropriately and professionally. I therefore completely disagree with the former Attorney General's characterization of events.
Well, now the report says that there were numerous avenues, numerous attempts to interfere, and more importantly, undue, improper, and yes, illegal pressure put on Jody Wilson-Raybould. But even after this 63-page report was tabled, the Trudeau 2 report, because again, this isn't the first time he's been down this road, Justin Trudeau is still not taking accountability for his actions, though he says he is. Take a listen.
I fully accept this report. And take responsibility for everything that happened. Where I disagree with the Commissioner, amongst others, is where he says and takes a strong perspective that any contact with the AG, the Attorney General in this issue, was improper. What we did over the past year wasn't good enough. But at the same time, I can't apologize for standing up for Canadian jobs.
Yeah, so he says that he is taking responsibility and the buck stops with the Prime Minister, but is also disputing that anything improper happened. Well, if you're disputing the most central part of the report, what is it you're actually admitting to? What is it you're fessing up to? And moreover, if you were actually contrite and interested in finding the truth and actually righting wrongs, wouldn't you be supporting the investigation? No, Justin Trudeau did the opposite. Take a look at this section from the report. During this examination, 9 witnesses informed our office that they had information they believed to be relevant, but that could not be disclosed because, according to them, this information would reveal a confidence of the Queen's Privy Council and would fall outside the scope of Order in Council 2019-0105. In order to gain access to as much relevant information as possible, on March 29, 2019, I instructed legal counsel in our office to engage with counterparts in the Privy Council office to request that witnesses be enabled to provide all of their evidence to our office. Despite several weeks of discussions, the office has remained at an impasse over access to cabinet confidences. Dion continues to say that he raised the matter directly with Trudeau, who lawyered up and said through legal counsel that he would have to talk to the Privy Council office to see whether this order in council could be amended. And at a certain point, the office just declined the request altogether. Now, the order in council he's referring to is the directive that Justin Trudeau gave, allowing Jody Wilson-Raybould to testify before the Justice Committee about a limited window of time where she did something that was covered under cabinet confidence and she was allowed to speak out about it. But as Jody Wilson-Raybould has said herself, that was a very narrow window and it wasn't the totality of what it is that she had to say. And in the course of Mario Dion's investigation, there were 9 witnesses that had information that fell outside of that order, and Justin Trudeau would not expand it. But beyond that, he pretended that he didn't know if he could. Well, if he issued the initial order, he could just as easily issue a second one, but he chose not to. Now, I'm not suggesting there is criminal wrongdoing here. I'll let the RCMP investigate that. But what I am suggesting is that Justin Trudeau and his office obstructed this investigation when there was very clearly evidence that the Conflict of Interest and Ethics Commissioner thought was relevant and could not access. Justin Trudeau blocked access to key documents and witnesses for something that he says he did nothing wrong during. That is not a decision made by a Prime Minister who has nothing to hide. Canadians have allowed Trudeau and his government to violate conflict of interest and ethics law now several times in just a 4-year term in office. Will he get another chance to do it? Who knows? But this is a lot bigger than the Bahamas vacation. True North is standing up for truth and honesty and fairness in reporting. We can't do this alone, especially with the election nearing. We've launched a crowdfunding campaign to cover our election coverage costs. Please do chip in with a few dollars or even a few $100s if you can. There's a link in the description box, or you can head on over to tnc.news. For True North, I'm Andrew Lawton.